Hey, this is KJ Jones of Diesel Power Magazine. I'm at the SEMA Show 2017 edition, and we're taking a walk through SEMA to look at some of the wild rides. We call them wild rides because they're trucks and in some cases cars and some Jeeps that have received diesel engine swaps. They're former gas-powered vehicles that now have diesels, and they're wild. They're wild, crazy, innovative, very, very cool. We're at the premiere booth. Jeremy Wagler of Wagler Competition is with us, and this week you've unveiled something very special, Jeremy. What exactly is it? I know it's a 37 coupe, Chevrolet coupe. Is this a business coupe, do you know, or is it just considered?
It's just a pro mod. So
okay, so it's a pro mod.
It's a pro mod car. Done a body off, updated the chassis with Greg Riss Racecraft, updated it for the diesel, the torque of the diesel. Put a turbo 400 Rosler in it with a Neil Chance converter, and then our DX 500. So kind of went a little different route than what the car was originally designed for, but we're going to get it out and make some passes. Exactly,
and the diesel is what's important here. I mean, not that a race car is a race car, but this diesel engine that you have in it is very special. It's the DX 500 from Wagler Competition. What exactly did you create?
We took the turbos off and left the PSI screw blower on. What we had found after we ran the UCC, we tested several different directions on the engine, and the engine was completely happy as soon as we took the turbos off.
Definitely taking diesel to the front, and that's what it's all about, innovation and technology. And I'll let you know, Diesel Power certainly does appreciate that type of thing, so keep doing what you do. We came across one called the Super Soldier. Now the Super Soldier it's not a truck, it's a Jeep. And Mark Eller is the owner of the vehicle. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. It's very special. It's designed by Kenny Hawk, and based on an idea that Mark had that Kenny took to the next level, by all means. So, Mark, why don't you just tell us about the truck a little?
Sure. So basically, we started with an 07 JKU. This is pretty much a stock. It had 35s and a 3.8 gasoline engine in it. And I sent that and a 17350 up to Kenny Hawk. He pretty much was the brains behind it. I wanted as big a tire as we could fit on there, all aluminum, stripped down, and that's exactly what we did. We did a 6VT Cummins on the powertrain with an NV 4500 transmission and an Atlas transfer case with the aux manual lockers.
Diesel Power digs it because it has a diesel engine and it's 6VT. It's probably making really good steam. Actually, you said it's estimated at about what?
700 horsepower. Yeah, we haven't dynoed it yet, but that's where we should be. 700 horsepower without any kind of tuning, really.
I'm with Hondo Miller. Hondo Miller has a really, really cool wild ride. It's a diesel-powered 1971 GMC 2500, and it's an ambulance, but Hondo calls it the Jam-beulah. Hondo, why don't you tell us about this Jam-beulah? Because there's something special that our viewers and our readers of Diesel Power want to hear about.
Cool. Thank you, KJ. It's been a fun project, 71, came out of a Anaconda salvage yard, Anaconda, Montana. I walked this huge yard looking for a cool project, and this was the only one he wouldn't sell us because the transmission and the motor were dedicated for someone else. We're like, we don't want that. We just put a Cummins in a 47 GMC 2-ton hauler, the laid-back cool hauler. And from that experience, we were like, you know what, let's put a Cummins in it. Let's create something different. If you're hauling a bunch of people around to get them to the hospital, you need torque, right? We like torque. So.
Absolutely. Now, the 6BT that you have in there is 5.9 12-valve Cummins. Is it hopped up? About what type of power is it making?
We replaced the injectors and then ended up getting some equipment from Attitude Performance Products. And they make the adjuster, and we haven't had a chance. We've got about 7 miles on the ride right now, getting ready for SEMA. But I look forward to cranking that little knob up on that adjuster and see what happens.
Giving it some fuel, letting it eat. That's cool, man. We've been checking out all of the wild rides, the diesel-powered wild rides here at the SEMA show, and came across a truck that's it's very, very unique, and its builder, its owner and builder, Jody Mollett. Jody, why don't you tell us about Plowboy Diesel and about what you've created, because this is absolutely fantastic.
I appreciate that. Well, we come from a farm background, a lot of ag stuff, construction stuff. So we're definitely involved with diesel stuff all the time. And we don't like to follow people. You know, we wanted to build something different. And for some reason, we came up with putting two 5.9 Cummins in a single truck.
And the 5.9 Cummins you have, you say they're compound turbo. The turbos are compounded, correct?
Compound turbos.
And what does each engine approximate horsepower? I mean, what type of power is this thing making?
Well, we're estimating at about 550 apiece, maybe. Something maybe around 2,500 foot-pounds of torque.
And one of the big questions that I know our readers and the people watching this would wonder, how do you transfer off the flywheel of each engine? How do you transfer it back to the rear wheels?
Well, off the back of the crankshaft, we've got two splined hubs, and there's a gear drive gearbox, all internal gears, all transmits power to one center shaft, and we're running a 47 RE BD-sponsored Chrysler Trans.
Any special gearing either in the rear or in that transfer case?
Nope, it's 1-to-1 ratio, you know, and a Dana 70 rear end. It's fun to just start, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you get in it and it starts, and it rattles and shakes. 12 valves, you got two of them side by side. Then you got that gearbox with straight cut gears, you know, and it chatters and rattles. But it doesn't matter, you know. You see the smoke come out each fender, and it's just awesome, yeah.
I'm with Steve Sanders of Cummins, and we're going to talk about a very special vehicle. We've been going over all the wild rides that we've seen here. Basically, the trucks and the cars that have received diesel engines, you know, swap stuff that's really cool, stuff that stands out and really eye-catching and you know, bottom line, bitching. But anyway, Steve is going to talk to us about a truck here at the Cummins booth that has received the R2.8. What is going on here, Steve?
So KJ, this is the Profit Cruiser 79 series pickup truck. It's got an 80 series frame and it's one of our beta vehicles. So Jeremiah Profit and team got this thing done just in time for the show, so it hasn't really accumulated a lot of miles yet, but it looks like a factory install. And he happened to paint it Cummins red, which is one of our favorite parts of this thing, but it looks like a complete factory install. Every piece of this thing looks new and gone through. So as a beta customer, what he'll do is he'll have a data logger in this thing. He'll just start logging miles, and that data comes back to Cummins, and we can kind of get his feelings and impressions of this. We actually see all the engine data live as they drive those things.
Well, congratulations. It's amazing that you guys have done this with your engine, and it just gives people that are watching this out there in the diesel community wonderful ideas on what they can do with a R2.8.